You are looking live at Champion Skating Center in Cromwell, Connecticut. The White Rink, the one downstairs, where the New Jersey Bandits are getting set to play their third game of the Dawg Days of Summer tournament, and they will take on the Mid-Fairfield Stars, their U19 Major squad. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo here bringing you the action on Rizzo Vision as the Bandits attempt to garner their first victory of the tournament. It was a difficult road to hoe on Friday, a 3-0 loss to the Junior Flyers in the first game that any of the teams played in the tournament, a 7:30 a.m. start for two teams coming from further away. And then in the afternoon, it got a little bit better, but a 3-1 defeat to the Minutemen Lady Flames, who are a Massachusetts-based squad. From here on in, as we are in the Nutmeg State, it's three opponents from Connecticut. Mid-Fairfield is the one that they will take on today. Bandits will be in the pinks for both games on this Saturday afternoon and the evening game as well. And that is probably mostly due to the fact of the colors of the other team's jerseys. A lot of jerseys have not come in at this point for a lot of these teams. So the Stars, for instance, only have their dark jerseys, as you will see now. They are in the navy with yellow lettering. Well, just numbers, not really lettering. And they have the Mid-Fairfield Stars with a big star on the front. Bandits, as we said, with the pink. You're not getting a great look at the color scheme because although we have a good vantage point here at center ice, what we don't have is a clear one because there's a big net in front of us. Underway in the first period. Gabby Rothstein starts it out at center with Izzy Camerata on the right wing and Maeve McNulty on the left. Logan Shoemaker-Gromick, one of the defensemen, just got spun around and taken down right there, and she starts out on the back line with Fernanda Venuto. Stars will bring it around. They don't have names on the jerseys, but they do have numbers, and if you're watching from the Stars side, we'll do the best to illustrate who has the puck and when. In this case, the first battle is Jordan Hopping, who's looking to keep the puck in, and she did it on the far side. She gets it back toward the bottom of the ice on the offensive side as Gabby Rothstein brings it up. And Maeve McNulty gets it into the zone. Picked off by Camerata, the last one left for change. Wrist shot whistles by. That was Jessica Cerchino letting it fly by her. Stars play it around. Moved up and down. Harper Keenan in goal for the Bandits. Didn't mention that. Number 40. She has the first game on this day. And that means Lexi Riley likely to play the nightcap. They did it in the opposite order on Friday. 0-0 just underway. Dawg Days of Summer Tournament Game 3. Bandits looking for their first win. They did get their first goal in the afternoon game yesterday, and that was a brilliant one by Jessie Sperling. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go do that. We've put up the higher quality videos so you can see the whole thing. In the live stream, sometimes we're just subject to what we could get in terms of Wi-Fi or signal, and unfortunately in this one and yesterday's it's not so strong. So the clear copies of the games, I put them up whenever I can and whenever they're available, and that one is available now. So you can watch better copies of those games on Friday, and hopefully we get a good copy straight away this day, but if not, I'll get both. There's a check from behind. Shoemaker-Gromick draws the penalty, and the Bandits are going to go on the power play. Dumped in, and because that would have been an icing, they blow the whistle. So the Bandits will have the power play. Let's see if it's a 2 and 10. We'll know. They just call a cross-check and minor. So the first penalty of the game goes to Faith Minikeen, number 5. It's a minute 30 on the penalties. because of the 15-minute periods they play in the tournament. That allows for 5 games per team to be played in the 3-day span, ending on Sunday morning. Scorekeeper works to get that on. I'm right above him, and I can hear the beeping. Referee says 11:07, so with 12:37 left, that means the time of the penalty will elapse, but the Bandits are hoping to expire it sooner as the crew that started the game jump out there on the forward lines, and Morgan Kepler and Olivia Rothstein on the defense pair now. Stars are shorthanded, but they have kept the puck in the Bandits zone, not the way you want to start a power play for sure. Bandits forced to protect the house here, and Morgan Kepler does the last bit of dirty work and helps them get it out. Rothstein over to McNulty. McNulty gains the line on the left wing and dumps it in. McNulty gives chase again. Takes a baseball swat from Echevarria, but it's centered in front. Camarada was trying to get a piece. McNulty trying to get a piece. Camarada turns, fires, left pad save, left a juicy rebound, but no go. That's going to be an icing. It sounded actually like it might have tipped Kepler's stick, but it did not, did the rule of the referee say, and it will be an offensive zone draw. 11:42 left, period 1, no score. Bandits in the pink. Mid-Fairfield Stars, that's their U19 Major squad out there. Mandy Scott on the faceoff, wanted toward Jesse Sperling. Shoemaker Gromick with the point shot, fired it through. Foley is the other forward out there. Usually she's a center, but sometimes Scott, who's very good on the draws, but usually plays wing, jumps in and takes those faceoffs. Wrist shot, Keenan with the save right there, and lets the rebound go all the way to the near side wall, where it's chipped over the glass and out for a stoppage of play. Penalty clock not working at the moment, or just the scorekeeper couldn't quite get it rectified quickly enough. So 23 seconds left in the power play for the Bandits. Let's see if they could cash in, although the Stars have actually had most of the better part of the penalty kill. Wow, Scott was trying to spring Sperling on a breakaway right there, and it didn't. She tried to thread the needle. It was the right play. It just didn't work out, but Sperling would have been behind the D and on the power play, which would have been something. Penalty expired, and the Stars exchanged players, so Minakeen jumped onto the bench, and Natalie Clark jumped onto the ice, and she will stay out there, 25, in Navy. 11 minutes even remaining in the first period, no score between the Bandits and the Mid-Fairfield Stars. Otterbein with Bellin and Claus up front. So good to see Ava Otterbein back in the lineup. She was in for the first game, sat out the second, and after an off-season of injuries, it was a good thing to see her make her debut, but maybe not quite ready for the 2 games in 1 day thing yet. We hope that she is soon. Battled for in neutral ice. Here come the Stars. Bolding had it for a moment. Tackle over there. Garfield looked like she was the one who had it. Battled for below the end line. Picked up by Olivia Rothstein. Pop up toward the middle. Bouncing puck. Claus tried to jump in and get it. Couldn't quite do it. Otterbein gets out there. McNulty now jumps on for the start of the change of the forward line. Spinning, looking, going to the point. Price tries to get it through traffic, does, but not on net. Near side wall, McNulty tips it up and gets it out. Hopping with it over to Zhang. Back to Price, who brings it in, but Kepler gets it and moves it toward the wall. Puck battle over there, hit a few people. It doesn't get out. Marching down in and wristing it wide was LaPrade. LaPrade with it now, takes a spin move. 17 now to 71. That's hopping. Chipped forward. Camerata, if she has the leg, she might have a step, tees it up, and just got the shot knocked away a little bit by Garfield. Tegan Garfield hustling back. She didn't have the step. Camerata didn't really have a step. She had sort of a slightly better angle, and the puck was rolling, so she couldn't just one-time it, which would have been the best shot. She had to settle the puck first and then try to fire it. And you can't see that level of detail because of this black netting that is about a meter or a yard away, depending on if you use English or metric or English, the way I said it. Swanson going to pursue along the end line. It comes up and gets out. Camerata 1-on-3, one-woman forecheck, forces the play to go. Sperling jumps out and Folia as well. So that's the forward line. 4 defensemen for this one, at least right now. As that one trickles toward the far side of the net, and Harper Keenan dives on it and covers it with the glove. It wasn't going in, but she made sure to stop play without doing that. Shoemaker Gromick wins the loose puck, sends it behind the net. Foley is going to pick it up there off the near side boards, kept in at the point for a moment. Scott's there. Foley just bulldozes it out, but the Stars got out of the zone quickly enough. Wrist shot, save, covered up. Minikeen had it. Faith Minikeen got to the top of the slot, unloaded it. Keenan saw it all the way, didn't corral it right off the bat, but didn't leave a rebound. And they're going to call a slash on Minikeen, so she's back in the box for the second time, just below us, and that'll be a minute-and-a-half power play for the Bandits. They couldn't cash in on the first. Let's see if they can get it on this one. It's going to be Folia on the dot, Scott in the slot, Sperling on the far side wall, Kepler and Olivia Rothstein at the points right and left. Face-off was won there by Blake, and it's moved around the end boards and out. Kepler picks it up calmly, sure-handedly, under pressure, was able to shake off Peyton Williams and start getting things set, but that one picked off. Wrist shot, Keenan with the save, and they blow the whistle immediately. Wow, it was like they blew that whistle before Harper Keenan had really even corralled the puck. If she didn't catch it cleanly, that would have been a very beneficial whistle for the Bandits. Same crew up front, but they changed the defense pair. Shoemaker Gromick picks it up, fires it off the boards on the far side. It hit a bunch of bunched ice there, and it hopped over Jesse Sperling's stick, and now it's sent down for an icing. 6:39 will be the time the penalty expires, so the scorekeeper hasn't quite yet figured out how to put penalties on there, as a bit of a scramble here in the Dog Days of Summer tournament. No working game clock in the first game on Friday, and now no working penalty clock here. They break out into 2-on-1. Sperling has it with her. Has Scott down the middle. Scott to Sperling to shot and a save by Tricchino. So Jessica Tricchino watched Scott and Sperling just give and go again. Sperling got a good piece on it, but Tricchino slid over in time to make the save. Wrist shot by Sperling deflected off a couple of bodies. Centering attempt by Folia goes toward the net but doesn't get all the way through. Folia in a stick battle with Echevarria, and Echevarria wins it, sends it down. Keenan plays it because it was not going to be anything but on net, so she negated the icing. The penalty is set to expire here momentarily, but there's still about 20 seconds left. Scott to Sperling, tries to tee it up. Save by Tricchino. Picked up behind the end line. Battled for on the near side wall. Spinning and turning was LaPrade, and they get it out. The penalty has expired, so the Bandits are 0 for 2. Slapper steered away by Keenan. Battled for along the end line. Otterbein, Shoemaker Gromick picked up there by the Stars. Trying to tee it up and get it through traffic. Decided not to. Was Echevarria. Off the half boards. Venuto got a piece of it before they could move it where they wanted to, and it's sent out. Off the boards on the far side, wrist shot, glove down by Keenan and held there. Rothstein on the dot. The forwards are Bellin and Rizzo. Rizzo has the break. If Bellin sees her, oh, he couldn't get quite the handle there. Chipped out by Rizzo. Bellin now in pursuit, driving the Stars back into their own end. Rizzo and Bellin on the forecheck, but Sweeney's able to get through the middle. Robert Clark, wrist shot, score. And the Stars, with 5:18 left, take a 1-0 lead in the first period. So Natalie Clark took that one, was driven all the way back into her own end, got through literally the entire slew of Bandits players, including the goalie, and that's one for her highlight reel. So for the third time in 3 games, the Bandits find themselves in a deficit. Let's see if they can respond in time. Kepler back in her own end, chipped forward, but didn't get a good piece of it. There's a collision right there, just a hockey play, not a check. McNulty was in the right place at the right time to prevent. There's a foot trip right there, and possibly because Gabby Rothstein didn't fall down, they don't want to call it. But the Stars player just stuck out her skate, and Rothstein kicked into it and didn't fall, but lost a stride. Those are sometimes the things that play in the margins. Those usually even out over the course of a game or a tournament or a season, but when you've been on the wrong end of things here for a few games, you want them to even out your way pretty quickly. Stars play with it, neutral ice, loose pucks as they start to battle for it, all shapes and colors in the neutral zone. Kepler pops it out, comes to Echevarria, who sends it in. Kepler behind her own net, off the far boards, nobody there. Folia got there, but a little bit after the Stars player was able to pound it back in. Olivia Rothstein with it now. 1-on-2 back there. Folia jumps in to help out. They get it up to the point, but can't get it out. Wrist shot kicked away calmly by the soccer player, Olivia Rothstein, but picked up by the Stars. They get it down low. Nobody on the back door. Kepler slams the front door. Never let it get to her goalie right there. The back door would have been open. There's a shot and another and another. 3 by Jordan Hopping and 3 saves it looked like, or at least 2 by Harper Keenan. Folia with Scott and Sperling, chipped up toward Jesse Sperling on the far wing, sent it from Andy Scott, went all the way through everyone's wickets, and icing is the call. 3:11 left, first period. Mid-Fairfield Stars U19 Major with the 1-0 lead on the big effort by Natalie Clark and the big Selly to match. But when you make a play like that, you've probably earned it. Well, you've definitely earned it. Folia bulldozes forward with the faceoff. That's my favorite word to use for Folia because He's just quite good at that. Sperling in the near side corner, shakes off a hook, looking to center it. Her centering attempt is rebuffed by Jessica Turquino and covered up there. So not a save, because it's not a shot on goal, but she prevented the pass from going to the center. Folia on the dot, Scott in the slot, Sperling on the far wing. Sperling and Folia try to jump in, but one too many Stars and not enough Galaxy for the Bandits. Wrist shot, Keenan makes the save. Boulanger fired it, didn't get all the wood on it that she would like to. Wood or composite or whatever they put in the sticks these days. I just know that they're expensive. And it's a cringing parent moment every time a kid breaks one. Twisted up and forward and into the zone by the Stars. Scott, maybe at the end of her shift there, has to hold her position as Rizzo and Gabby Rothstein are out there as well. Otterbein actually. 58, not 18. Otterbein moves it in, centers it. A little too strong for Rizzo. Claus tried to back check. Otterbein completes the back check. Claus in a puck battle on the far wall, but one foot that the Stars needed was the one where the puck went. Coming toward the middle, they send it out of the zone. Claus in pursuit. She's the first one. Claus picks it up. Claus comes in, doesn't have a lot of room, tries to turn the corner, gets a shot on goal, and forces Turquino to actually have the stick down there and make the save. So good job by Annalise Claus right there, making her debut. Wasn't able to make either of the first games on Friday, but that's a good way to start when you get in there, making an impact. Number 20. Moved up and all the way through 3 zones. Echeverria still has it, now gives way to Blake. Blake looking for somebody in the center, spinning attempt by Welch, couldn't pull the trigger. There was a tackle over there. I think it's a first down, but it might be 3rd and an inch. Stars somehow keep it in. Puck's bouncing all their way, and that's a bit of hustle and a bit of puck luck, and that's a lethal combination to trying to erase a deficit when the other team has it. Through there, Rizzo with a nice block shot, stepped into the lane. Rizzo takes a whack, and there's in front, saved by Keenan, cleared off the line by Otterbein. Otterbein's going to try to get it to the middle, got it out enough at least to complete part of a change, and there's an offside. 12.5 seconds left, period number 1. Bandits down 1-0. Scoreboard says period 3, but it's the first period. We'll have to try to keep track of that. Sometimes when you're playing 5 games in 2.5 days, you forget which period it is. That says period 3, but that's not the end of the game, if you could see the scoreboard. And the Bandits trail at 1-0 after 1. If you like what you see and you want to see more, hit the subscribe and alert buttons, and you can follow the Bandits all season. And even if you're joining us from the side of the Stars, we do appreciate that. Never know. A lot of these girls, sometimes names get familiar, different teams, different age groups. You can go back in the archive and find a game where you might have played against, well, these Bandits, or for the last few years, the New Jersey Rockets on the channel. As the group gathers around Coach Grace Potash. The white rink here is an interesting setup. The ice looks pretty good, but on this balcony where we are, it is so warm that only 1 or 2 people are even wearing a sweatshirt. I'm going with the short sleeves up here. And I'm usually jumping around, filming this thing, but staying a little bit active, but it is almost too pleasant in here in terms of warmth. Bandits will kick it off in period 2. Folia up front with Scott and Sperling, Shoemaker, Gromick, and Venuto on the back line as they look to erase a 1-0 deficit. 15 minutes on the clock. Underway period 2. Sperling in pursuit. Folia knocks it down with her glove. And if that had gone in, I think that one might have counted, maybe, because it hit off of one of the Stars and redirected toward the net. So if it's propelled initially by a glove, even if it goes in off the other team, it would have to, even if it changes direction, actually, it might not be a legal goal. Because it depends what is the propelling force of the puck. It has to be a stick. So if it's redirected by a skate that's not in a distinct kicking motion, or by a glove that's in a not distinct swatting motion, that's okay. So if somebody fires a puck and it redirects off your butt and goes into the net, that's fine. Puck drifts on net and Harper Keenan dives forward to stop it and then cover it for the first whistle of period 2. 14-12 left in that period. 1-0 the Bandits trail. Trying to set it up are the Stars. Price wanted to get it through traffic, but it was easily blocked away. Camerata gets the full dump. McNulty there in pursuit, but off to a good start was Wilmer. She got through 3, redirected in front, and it went just wide. Joanne Wilmer got the wheels going. She got through 3 of the Bandits on the back line, and then passed it off, and then received the pass back right in front. And if she redirected it on net, she had Keenan beat. Keenan was down. She had to protect the low side. Wilmer brought it up high, but she brought it wide. With shot, redirected, and it trickles in. We'll see in front who got it. Echeverria had the shot from between the points, and it looks like that is going to be Joanne Wimler, rather, not Wilmer. Wimler almost got it the first time, eventually got it the second time, this time on a redirection. Nothing Keenan could do about that one. She's down, but has her chest and her shoulder pads up, but the redirection just popped the puck about 7 feet in the air, and that was just enough to get it over the goaltender, and it dropped quickly and got under the crossbar. 2-0 Mid-Fairfield Stars over the Bandits. Shoemaker Gromick forces it up the far side. Can't get it through traffic over there. Claus with Bellin. And Gabby Rothstein picked off there by Bellin. Was trying to get off to the races, couldn't quite do that. Gets away with a little hold right there to Bella Bellin, with the player down in front of her. Maybe that's why they didn't call it. Player wasn't really trying to go anywhere, but redirected in front, and it goes just wide. Swanson was streaking through the middle. Maggie Swanson, she got the stick on it, but it went just wide. Lost stick over there. Puck's going to go all the way down, and they are going to whistle an icing. with 12:16 left in period 2. And it's down 2-0. Let's see if they could start working on breaking down that deficit. One in the first and one here early in the second for the Mid-Fairfield Stars. This is the red division of the Dog Days of Summer tournament. Generally speaking, probably a higher division than the Bandits might play in during the regular season. So the fact they're being tested here is not unexpected or a surprise. And any good work that they do is probably meant to carry along for the balance of the season. It's still August here, and they hope to still be playing in East Lansing, Michigan in April, but that's a long way away, and there's a lot of hockey to be played until then, and it's just starting here this weekend. Scott hustles to it, gets it to Olivia Rothstein, tries to tee it up, got it through one, but didn't get enough juice on that one to get it through. Sort of caught the heel of the stick as she tried to fire it away. Chipped up and out. Taken away there from Kepler. Comes in front. Rothstein clears it away. Banked from one side to the other. Scott sent it for Sperling, and Sperling sends it in. Period of the long change, so the forwards, when they can get that puck on a solid dump deep into the offensive zone, can change much more easily here. That's what happened there. Sometimes you even give up an even scoring chance, like a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2, to get a clear dump in to make a clean change. Because if you get caught and they keep the puck on the opposite end of the ice, you could get caught in a 2 or 3 minute shift, and that's often where you yield goals, and you don't want to do that, of course. Here's Fernanda Venuto, number 15, has a little room, steers it up, can't get it out, had a good angle over there on the pass. Through traffic was Clark, who had a spectacular goal to open the score, and that one's sent all the way down the middle. It's not icing because it was sent down by the Stars. Camarada in pursuit of Echeverria. Echeverria moves it up the far side boards. Adriana Echeverria, number 8, recognizable with the white helmet. Coming down the middle, looking to unleash it. Wrist shot, save, still loose in front, still loose. I could see it from here, and the referee can't, so he blows the whistle. And Delaney Ellsworth was a millimeter away from making it 3-0, but Harper Keenan kept it at 2. Bandits will start it out in their defensive end. Ava Otterbein up front with Louisa Rizzo and Annalise Claus. Face off up for grabs as it comes to the near side wall. Venuto has it, needs a little help, gets it from Otterbein, but now it's picked up and sent behind the end line by Garfield. They try to bring it out of the corner. Otterbein jumps into that one. Claus has it for a moment, tries to get it out, couldn't pull the trigger quite quickly enough because there's Stars here, there, and everywhere. Rizzo bats it out of the zone. Lonergan hit the brakes there. Rizzo picks it up. She has nowhere to go with it but forward and gets it into the zone 1-on-4. Otterbein jumps into a lane right there, gets it away, sends it for Shoemaker Gromick, looking up the middle for it, couldn't find anyone. Lonergan has it, sends it below the end line. Coming around is Garfield. Garfield looking to center it, does. Wrist shot, save with the blocker by Keenan, and swept it away. Denying Garfield. Wrist shot, rather that was Hopping who was on the shot, Garfield on the setup. There's a point shot that Keenan kicks away, comes to the near side wall, pushed by Hopping below the end line. Otterbein has it, fires it just out of reach of everybody, and it's going to be an icing unless that puck dies, which it does not. 8:25 left period 2. 2-0 Mid-Fairfield Stars. Folia with Scott and Sperling up front. That shot or offering got all the way through by L. Price, and Keenan just corrals it and covers it. So we'll do that whole thing again. Folia sends it toward the half boards on the far side. Kepler was there for a moment, but it was just about 6 inches too north. There's a high push or a hit as Olivia Rothstein hit the deck right there, but no call. Probably not a check, probably a good no call. Sperling gets it, hits the brakes, was looking for Scott to jump in. Olivia Rothstein has it, couldn't quite get the handle quickly enough to get it in. Eventually does. Here's Folia. Folia trying to get a little possession, but she's 1-on-2. Sperling gets in there, tries a little bit of a wraparound, gets hit from behind. Shot! Score! On the delayed penalty, it's Julia Folia. And with 8:07 left in period number 2, the Bandits have halved the deficit and cut it to 2-1. So there was a delayed penalty. Sperling got cross-checked in front, so they're not going to have the penalty happen. Which I always think is kind of a funny thing. Like, they still should call the penalty, right? But now I guess maybe they're debating whether or not that's going to happen. So, no penalty, but the Bandits get on the board. Folia from Sperling. And now heading to the halfway mark of the game with about 7:50 left. Here comes Folia again. Had it swatted away momentarily, but regains it. Centering feed. Scott tipped it for a moment. Venuto's going to get it at the point. Look to get it between traffic. Gets it on Turquino, but she sees it, stops it, and covers it. The 7:30 mark of this period will be the midway point of the game because we're playing 15-minute periods at the Dawg Days of Summer tournament. On the attack, Bandits try to power it toward the net. A little bit rebuffed there. Moving it out is Welch. Welch still with it, trying to turn the corner. Welch lost the handle there, courtesy of Venuto. Shakes off one, pushes her way through Welch right there. So that's sort of equal to what happened between Olivia Rothstein before. It took the same kind of thing. It's the player is right there, and you're allowed to push. You're just not allowed to close a gap to make contact with your hands or your body or whatever. That would be checking. So what Venuto did there was a push. What happened to Rothstein before was a push. It was close, but it looks more dramatic when the player that is taking the push falls to the ice, especially when they fall backward. But Venuto's a strong player and a strong skater, and she had leverage on that one. So we're okay with the non-call both ways. And of course, my opinion does not matter one bit. Otterbein sends it back for Olivia Rothstein. Takes her time, draws the 4 checkers down. What you want to do is be able to draw them down and then get it out to make the breakout easier. It didn't quite work as they drew it up there. Shoemaker Gromek up to Claus on the near side wing. Claus tried to chip it, couldn't quite do that. Has to play it behind her own end line, but Ellsworth is there. Ellsworth brings it out, still with it, Ellsworth. Wrist shot knocked away by the left pad on the shin of Shoemaker Gromek, or maybe it was the right skate. She's shaking that leg. Wrist shot, Keenan saw it all the way. I don't think it was going in, but she gloved it anyway to get the whistle to stop play. Bandits have cut the deficit to 2-1 here in the second period. If you're just tuning in, we're glad that you are. Face off near side wing. Knocked away by Sperling. Folia gets through one player, couldn't get through the second, but got to the puck before the Stars could dump it in. Wimler gets it picked off. Sperling's going to march on in. Backhand off a shin pad. Back checking to get it away was Garfield for a moment. Near side wall, right in front of the Bandits bench. Sperling gets it and sends it in. Scott pursuing on the far side. Foley is now going to try to get over there. It's sent out. It's a 2-on-1. Wimler sends the pass back, and they can't complete the 2-on-1. Wimler and Garfield, they had it. That last pass from Garfield to Wimler, just about 6 inches too far, and she couldn't get the stick on it. She was trying to get it with the forehand, and if she had put the backhand down, she probably would have been able to redirect it. But that keeps it 2-1, and we've had a couple of those of the Stars that they have not cashed in on. 2 where they have cashed in, and the one by Folia to respond to it has kept the Bandits right here in this game. That puck clearly looked offside, but the ref on the far side right at the line said it's still in. Tough break for the Bandits as they've been pinned back in their own end here for quite some time on this shift. They'll take a whistle, they'll take a dump, they'll probably even take an icing, and Sperling does that wisely to allow for a change. So the downside is you have a defensive zone draw. The plus side is you have fresh legs in which to defend your end. And the group that will do that is Gabby Rothstein, Maeve McNulty, and Izzy Camerata on the front line, and Fernanda Venuto and Logan Shoemaker-Gromick on the back line. Scrum, everybody hustling to the dot like Twister. Gabby Rothstein has a little room one-on-one, taking some whacks and hacks, trying to get through traffic. Camerata's shot gets knocked down by a stick. That might have been Lonergan. Or Swanson. I think it was Lonergan, 41, got the stick on it. Otherwise, Camerata might have been tying this game with that shot. She had the goaltender down and was looking to get it high, but Lonergan got the stick on it. Camerata will chip it out of the defensive zone, but it goes back in offside, and they are going to say it's an intentional offside, it looks like, and they are going to make that an offensive zone draw for the Bandits with 3:08 left in the second period, and New Jersey trying to complete the comeback from a 2-0 deficit. Completing a comeback means you erase a deficit in my book, and there's other ways that you can complete a comeback, which is to be trailing and then earn a win or a tie. But if you get back to from being down 2 to being even, that's puts you on a flat plane to try to win the game or keep it tied from there on in. Shoemaker-Gromick through traffic, kicked away by Turquino, near side wall. McNulty got tripped up in front, no call. And there have been a few that have been close, and the only 2 calls this game have gone against the Mid-Fairfield Stars, both against Faith Minikine. And there would have been a 3rd call on a delayed penalty, but that's when Julia Folia scored. So no power play. Shot, Keenan saw it, it's loose, it gets knocked away. She made the first save but couldn't corral it. Picked up by the Stars, wrist shot, Lonergan fires it wide. Goes to the far side point. Camerata bumps away Swanson after she dumped it. It's good hockey right there. Step into the passer after they make the pass. Centering feed, and getting held there or tied up were people from both ends. Shoemaker-Gromick had one of the Stars' sticks tied up there, and then she got tied up herself. Low angle shot, save with the blocker by Keenan off the offering by Isabella Blake. Rizzo off the feed from Camerata, wrist shot, save, and held on by Turquino. So Camerata and Rizzo between shifts there. almost work a little magic, as they've done it in the past, wearing different uniforms, but nevertheless. Final minute 18 of period 2. Backhand attempt gets on net by Folia, but steered aside by Trapino. They play with it below the end line. That's going to be an icing. If the puck does get over the line, it does. Morgan Kepler was hustling down there just to make sure, and that puck was losing steam. It looked like it would be an easy icing, but that puck was losing steam with every yard. 1:03 to work with. Can they tie the game up and head into the third on even footing, the Bandits? They've not had the better of the possession, but they've evened it out here a little bit more in the latter part of period number 2. Kept in by Scott. Takes a funny bounce, maybe off the player or off the boards. Comes toward the near side wall. Chipped out, and Rothstein has to hustle back under pressure from Welch. Action just below us as the pucks are moved and chipped forward. Kepler steps in, steers it out of the zone. Scott putting the puck carrier under pressure, but Isabella Blake will get all 3 zones here. Try to get on net, knocked away by Folia. Picked up, wrist shot, goes just wide. That was Welch. So this group getting their names called a bunch on that shift. Chipped up, and it is going to be an icing as that puck gets on end and rolls. If that puck hadn't gotten on end, it might have died. But because it rolled, it looked like it got that extra bit of velocity not taken away. So 3.9 seconds with which to defend. The Stars are in one of those situations where some coaches would say, hey, let's pull the goalie and get 6-on-5 here. They're not going to score on us in 3.9. Big defensive series here, sequence for the Bandits, and they do exactly what you need to do to snuff out the remaining moments of period 2. And they exit the period with a similar deficit to the way they entered it. Down 1, but instead of 1-0, it's 2-1. Champions Skating Center, Cromwell, Connecticut. That's where we're bringing you the action from for this early game, and we will be back here, but at the other rink. Hopefully a little bit better vantage point, but we'll see. That will be at 7:30 Eastern Time. As the Bandits look to continue to gain some steam here. The numbers have increased in terms of woman power on the bench. That's still not the full crew due to injuries and maybe some early obligations here and there. But soon we shall see. And the nature of the game as such a physical game is if you want to keep playing until April, you certainly need depth. And you're going to need to call on that depth at any given moment. Harper Keenan will guard the net to your YouTube left for one more period. And Jessica Tricchino, the one to the right. Folia with Scott and Sperling to start it out up front. And we're underway, period 3. Tied up in neutral ice. Folia picks it up. She's going to try to unleash one. She sends it wide. Sperling looking to center. It does. Foley was trying to redirect it, but either the puck was offline or she got a little tied up there. This is going to be an early 2-on-1 for the Stars. They march it in. Pass over there. Wrist shot. Keenan makes the save. Got just enough of the paddle on it to pop it over the net and deny Bolding. Well, Bolding, I think, was coming in with Ellsworth there. Neutral zone play here has gone the way of the Stars in the early going. Dumping it in is Clark. Stars trying to set it up, sent to the point. They go between the points, trying to bring it down low and then send it to the middle, but the Bandits are keeping the middle pretty clogged up. Shot gets knocked away. Looked like Venuto got a stick blade on there. Comes to the near side wall. Can't get it out. Shoemaker Gromick, now Folia, and marching right toward the net was Iannike. Haven't had to call her name yet. Juliana Iannaccia. I'll go with the Italian pronunciation. I-A-N-N-A-C-E. 13:20 left. Period number 3. Wrist shot fired over the net. Wimler, she has the goal that right now stands as the winner. Joanne Wimler, 19, and it was a beaut. The 2 goals that the Stars have scored have been nothing short of spectacular. Bringing it out, Maeve McNulty. She'll have to dump it in as they are 2-on-3 and now 3-on-3. Puck moved to the near side wall. Camerata was trying to get a piece. And the Bandits are doing what they need to do there. They might not be getting the possession, but they didn't let the Stars break out cleanly. And there's a little collision. This is going to force an odd man rush. Wrist shot. Keenan through traffic throws the right pad out and makes a save. Last line of defense, Harper Keenan. She's kept them right in this. And that was a big opportunity. Just a free collision between a couple of Bandits right there. Left a 2-on-1 or even a 3-on-1 down low. Wrist shot goes over the net. And if the Stars end up finding themselves in a tie game or on the wrong side of it, they're going to lament a lot of their shots that didn't go on the net on good opportunities. That one does go on the net, and Keenan sees it and stops it. They've had some good opportunities, especially down low, and really, I mean, there's some players who could really shoot on this team, and they have whistled some pucks that have gone just a little high or just a little wide. Numerous. Team trying to power that one out. Was looking to maybe get Rizzo sprung. There's a slapper knocked down by Keenan, loose in front, swept off the top of the crease by Shoemaker Gromick. Comes to the near side wall, sent toward the middle. Stars chip it in. Bandits try to chip it out. It goes to the point. They go high to half board. Wrist shot knocked away, left skate of Venuto. They go down low with it now, trying not a wraparound because 2 Bandits got there in time. Let's see if they go high-low. Keeping the puck there was Swanson. Rizzo was trying to knock it away, and they score. So that one was online, and it was through traffic, and Keenan didn't quite get a good look at it, and that makes it 3-1 for the Stars. Like it was Bollinger with it, Brianna Bollinger. Stars walk right in, high shot, Keenan save, rebound, swept away to the side. Centering feed, one-timer, goes just wide, loose in front. Stars really applying the pressure here now. Goes to the far side wing, Folia picks it up. Sent out, but then right back in. Venuto was on an island over there, 1-on-3, but she was able to turn, spin, make the right play. Shoemaker Gromick, a defenseman, is going to carry it in, dump it to herself. Goalie comes out to get it, loses the stick on the collision with Shoemaker Gromick, who's going to head back to her defensive posture. Defenseman helps the goaltender get the stick back. Scott picks it away from two players and dumps it in. Now she's going to hustle off for a change to get completed. Under 10 minutes now, the deficit back to 2. It's 3-1 in favor of the Mid-Fairfield Stars. So the 2+ games have been of similar ilk for the Bandits. They're doing well and they're hanging in there. They're not able to generate too much sustained offense. Here's Camarada, sharp angle, doesn't elect to take the shot, looking to help her team get possession. Unselfish play. Gabby Rothstein in pursuit. Camarada now trying to get the puck away. Kepler steps in to get it. Fires a shot on net. Tricchino knocks it down, covers it up just before Gabby Rothstein could streak in there to get a piece. 9:19 left on the whistle and stoppage of play. Third period. From Champion Skating Center in Cromwell, Connecticut. The next 2 games will be here. One at the upper rink, one in the lower rink, and then it's time to head home on Sunday morning. In the slot, Gabby Rothstein had it. McNulty in front, backhand, one save, still loose, shovels it away. It's loose again, and now covered up by Tricchino. So, not getting hard shots on there, but you don't need a hard shot to find its way over the line. You just need one that could come off a scramble. It could be a moment of brilliance, it could be a moment of grit. So Rothstein won the face-off there, but kind of put it into a good spot. It was just one that no Bandit happened to be in. Centering feed by Camarada was trying to feed McNulty. Knocked away. The 3 forwards are right there. There's 3 Stars. Camarada tees one up, redirected, but not at the net. Olivia Rothstein fires one through traffic, but it goes wide. Loose in front, pounded by McNulty. Goes just wide. Good pressure here being put on. Centering feed goes up and trying to streak out 22 versus 22. Keenan's going to come off of her line and clear that out. Didn't cover it, just cleared it out to keep play going. Maybe she likes the way her team is moving, but they're probably at the end of a shift here. That one's sent out in a favorable manner for the Bandits as they get a chance to at least start getting the change in order. Otterbahn jumps out, Claus jumps out. Kepler has the puck, sends it to the far wing for McNulty. She'll be the last if that puck can get in deep, and she doesn't have to continue to play it. You'll see McNulty turn and burn as defense change behind the play. Venuto is sneaking in there at the left point. Shoemaker Gromick back at safety. Puck comes out toward the middle. Hitting the brakes. Wrist shot, redirected, and it goes just wide. Up the far wing. And now up, getting just enough on it to get it out. Nope, didn't quite get it over the line. Stars keeping it in. Stars still with it. Otterbahn now moves it up as the Bandits get possession. Venuto has McNulty. She's going to dump it if she gets a chance. Doesn't get the chance. She's caught out there for a while. Now is able to jump off, and Rizzo gets on. In front, one-timer. Keenan with the save as it hits the post. She threw the right pad out. She got it with the right skate. It hit off the left post, as the shooter's eye says. It went under Keenan, and she snow angeled to cover it up. .7:02 remaining now. As the Bandits try to get it out of the defensive zone. Goes off the far Wall, boards, kept in by the Stars at the point. Deflected off of a skate. Trying to march down the middle. Redirected in front, backhand. Keenan with another save. She's been busy. She's kept it close. Bandits just in this third period here they've generated some chances, but they have not been able to generate really much possession. Glove down by Venuto with the right hand, loose in front. Shoemaker Gromek used her skates to keep the sticks away from it and allow Keenan to cover it up with 6:10 left. Wow, tripped right in front. Scott was trying to get through, just blatantly got tripped, no call. But it was within a host of 4 or 5 girls together. So if you're going to get away with one, that's maybe smart heads-up hockey way to do it. Shot, Keenan with the save, couldn't corral it off the offering from Lonergan. Play continues in this zone where most of it's been for the third period. The Bandits had some good moments there. The second half of the second period, they were able to get a little bit more possession, or at least even the field a little bit. And it hasn't really been that way in the third. They've managed to stay close, but they're going to need some big moments here if they want to get back into the game. Rothstein gets in through a wave like a surfer, having to just keep going left and right rather than forward. Camerata steps in. McNulty picks it up. McNulty gets it back and dumps it in. She's going to run after it. Camerata's going to get it first. Centering feed. Redirected in front by McNulty, but it goes just wide. Kept in at the point for a moment, but not quite enough. As Gabby Rothstein sends it back to Morgan Kepler. Kepler forward, can't connect with McNulty. Comes up the near side wall. Kepler banks it off the boards on the near side. Rothstein there battling. Kepler up the middle for McNulty. Tries to send it back to Camerata, sends it into her skates, and picked up by Ellsworth. Delaney Ellsworth sends it forward. Interrupted there. Natalie Clark, who opened the scoring with a spectacular goal end to end. As the puck is worked around. Near side wall. Far side now, as we reduce the clock to under 4 minutes. Chipped up at the point. Camerata jumps in, moves it forward. And picked up there by Garfield. Gets it back now. Tries to center it, but only Bandits there. Shoemaker Gromek up the near side wall, gets it out. Camerata in pursuit, putting her player under pressure. Takes it away. She's 1-on-2. Tries to curl toward the middle. Didn't really have a chance to unload the shot. Tried to make the move and didn't have anybody with her. Redirected in front by a skate. Loose in front. Keenan down, trying to cover it, and does. She had it covered without even realizing that she did, because it was underneath the left pad. 3:15 remaining. Can the Bandits muster a goal to get this deficit in half? They did it once. They couldn't get the tying goal. And certainly it's time to start taking some chances with 3:11 left. Here comes Shoemaker Gromek. 1-on-2. Tries to get it forward. Does for a bit. It's sent back in. This is not going to be an icing. It doesn't get far enough. Venuto off the near side wall. Couldn't get it out. Picked up there as the Stars try to set up. Wimler at it. Goes back and forth with, that's not Price, that's LaPrade. They pursue over the end line. Centering feed, tied up, loose in front. One shot, two, and covered up. Minikeen had it. .231 now. So with a 2-goal deficit, usually 2.5 minutes remaining is about the time that most coaches, on average, they're not all created equal, and it depends on the situation and the time and the personnel, but typically 2:30 is the time where if you had an offensive zone draw and you were down 2, that's when your first true consideration of pulling the goalie starts to come. In a 1-goal game, it's typically in about 1.5 minutes. That varies. That's not a steadfast rule. Some coaches will be down 2 and get an offensive zone draw with 4:12 left and say, we're pulling the goalie, we're going to try to get that one here. Other coaches won't ever pull the goalie down 2. They'll just see if they can play at even strength and get it back down to 1 goal and then worry about pulling the goalie. We haven't seen either case here for the Bandits because they've not had that sort of offensive zone draw and the deficit to do it. And sometimes maybe early in the season you're more interested in preventing the goal rather than trying to get the win. You know, a 3-1 loss versus a 4-1 loss doesn't look like much of a difference, but sometimes the way these rankings are done, as there's going to be a delayed penalty here for the final part of this section, and the Stars change everybody. Camerata is going to go off. She collided with the goaltender over there. And then one of the Stars came in and retaliated against her. Let's see if they even up that one. So Camerata goes to the box. They're going to call interference. The goalie, they're calling the body check, not the interference. So, and they do not even it up for the retaliation by the Stars player against Camerata after the whistle. The goalie had the puck. Camerata went to play it. Probably should have been a legal play, but because she came in with a little extra speed and knocked the goalie off of her moorings, so to speak, they make the call. So the first penalty against the Bandits results in a shorthanded situation, and McNulty will kill it off up front with Gabby Rothstein, and maybe a shorthanded chance. McNulty breaks in shorthanded, tees one up, wrist shot, save Tricchino. Rebound was there, but didn't bounce the way that she wanted. Rothstein picks it up, tries to get it toward the middle, smacked out, and the Stars will move it out of the zone. They have a power play here for probably the remainder of the game unless they score, and there's 22 seconds left there. Shoemaker Gromick over there. Ref seems a little more preoccupied with talking to the fans rather than making calls at the moment. And that will do it. So the Bandits with another 3-1 defeat, matching the score of Game 2 on Friday, but they stay close. And it was pretty much the same scenario. Get down 1, get down 2, get 1 to get within a goal, and then give 1 up late, stay close, maybe a chance here and there, and they'll be at it again just a few hours from now, right here on Rizzo Vision. So if you want to check it out, it's a good time here as we end the live broadcast for you to go hit the subscribe button and the alerts button. And if you like what you see, tell a friend to tell a friend as we bring you New Jersey Bandits girls hockey. That's going to do it from the White Rink at Champion Skating Center in Cromwell, Connecticut. This is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching New Jersey Bandits girls hockey on Rizzo Vision.